So joining me now is Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. Now, you were feet away from President Trump when the bullet hit him in the ear and murdered Corey Campeotore. Are you getting the answers that you want about how this attempt could have happened?
Absolutely not. There were multiple failures, as we all know at this point, from advance to response to why weren't the simple things such as a rooftop, such as where the shooter was, why wasn't that covered? The other day when we had Director Cheatle speak and testify, that was awful. In a word, she was evasive, she was unprepared, perhaps deliberately did not have any specifics for us. So it definitely has eroded trust. Even more than that, have no confidence in what the transparency and accountability of our government. She also went on to talk about the layers of bureaucracy that stood in the way of the chain of command. Boy, oh boy, we need some effective people, some leadership, some sense of urgency, and seriousness. Right. And frankly, you know what? The Trump administration is going to bring that.
So, Congressman, Secret Service recommends no more outdoor rallies for President Trump following the assassination attempt. Do you think that's necessary?
Yeah. Well, I do. Under the current circumstances, they're not discussing anything as to what went wrong, so we can identify how to improve it moving forward, so we can assure the safety of the president, as well as people that are showing up at these rallies. As we can see, there are a lot of crazies out there. You're mentioning in Michigan and Florida and this Iranian threat that exists, which, by the way, the Secret Service leadership knew about going into the rally. So, of course, he's got to take those sort of precautions.
Yeah, and talk to me about the political environment where this happened. I mean, President Biden, Vice President Harris, do they bear any responsibility for their rhetoric targeting former President Trump as a threat to democracy?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, absolutely. Okay, I don't want to sugarcoat it, because when you continue to create an atmosphere, an environment of accusations, of personal attacks, of referencing Adolf Hitler, for crying out loud, that he's a dictator, he's going to undermine democracy. And just look at today. Vice President Kamala Harris did not show up at the Netanyahu joint session of Congress. What was that message? That we're turning our backs on Israel? That the protesters might be somewhat right, maybe very right? Meanwhile, they're rampaging our streets. Where is the leadership? They don't understand leadership. Where's the leadership to come out and say, no, that's wrong, terrorists are wrong, a freedom-fighting democracy such as Israel, who's an ally, is right. Now let's complete this job as well as we can, meaning eliminating Hamas.
In the last 15 seconds, I want to get this in. There's another name that's on the short list for Vice President Kamala Harris. It's the Pennsylvania governor, Josh Shapiro.
Sure.
But the vice president made it clear that she does not support fracking, which would crush a large business in your state.
Yeah.
What do you think about that move if he gets on the ticket?
Well, banning fracking is totally unrealistic and foolish and naive, and she doesn't understand the benefits of natural gas or economics or Pennsylvania's industries. Josh Shapiro, I know him very well, Governor Shapiro. I don't think he wants to attach himself to the losing policies and failures of the Biden-Harris administration. So I doubt he'll be the pick, but he's a decent man.
Yeah, but Pennsylvania is in play, and Democrats believe they can win it. So we'll see what happens. Congressman Meuser, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time on that.
Hey,